So in my last video, I talked about the thing that holds most people back, the thing that stops people when they're right at that finish line, when they're about to cross that finish line and create that new life for themselves. And so whether you're just starting out with the idea of a career change or whether you've already decided to reserve your place on the training, the thing that stops you from making the change. And in my last video, we talked about the idea that a lot of people are uncomfortable with change. And well, I think that's it. Well, I know for a fact that it's held me back over the many, many years. And I've seen it hold lots of people back too. And, you know, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the things that I see that hold people back. And, well, there's this idea, Stephen Pressfield, in his book, the brilliant book, The War of Art, he talks about resistance. He talks about this resistance to change, this force that stops you. And it's just in that moment where you're about to make a big change in your life and career, a big change where you're about to do your greatest work, and this resistance kicks in. And I think a part of it is when you come to make a change in your life, in your career and in your family, is that people spend an awful lot of time or too much time thinking about the idea of what it might look like, what it might feel like, what it's going to mean to them and their family and their colleagues. And they spend so much time planning and visualizing and envisioning and thinking about what it's going to mean to them and what life is going to be like on the other side once they've made that change, once they make that change. And, you know, while it's really good to have a vision and a dream, it becomes this precious thing that they're holding on to. And when you actually push the button to make the change, and I say that metaphorically, when you push the button to make that change, there's like the reality is going to be here. And that button is like a button to give yourself permission. And when you give yourself permission to push that button, you get this fear of what is actually really going to be on the other side for you. And there's this fear that, what if I do this and it doesn't work for me? And you know, it's not until you push that button, you have that dream, you have that vision, you have that possibility. But once you push that button, well, we lose that, don't we? And it becomes a reality. And, you know, this is the place where it might not work. It might be that your vision just goes poof in a cloud of smoke. And believe me, I've been there. And I've made lots of radical life changes. And right now, I'm a long way past that feeling. I don't actually get that kind of what if anxiety anymore. But I can remember my first client. I can remember my second and my third and my 10th. And I would still have that what if this doesn't work with this client this time? What if I've made the wrong decision here? And the thing is, if you keep putting off those decisions, if you keep putting off giving yourself the permission to make the changes that you want to make in your life, you know, you can get to hold on to that vision, but you get stuck in that reality. You get stuck in that real reality situation where you're at right now. And we can always, you know, make excuses like we're going to wait until the kids are older. We're going to wait until the perfect time. We're going to wait until we've got some more money in the bank or until the economy is a little bit more steady. And, you know, you can find reasons to keep putting it off, to wait until that perfect time. But the truth is, these reasons that we tell ourselves, they're just delay tactics, like the kids when they want to go to bed at night. Yeah, I'm still hungry. Read me another story. It's delay tactics. And it's because we're scared of what's on the other side. And yeah, it might be. It might be great. It will be great. And it might be tricky sometimes. Until you actually press that button and make that change, you're never actually going to know. And so there's this switch. And it's got to flip for you. And if it's this that's holding you back, and it's not this for everybody, it's not this that holds everybody back, but this is what's holding you back, you need to understand that you will never, ever get to that vision of that time freedom, that lifestyle freedom, that money that you want and that money that you deserve. You're never going to get to that goal until you get in the game. And you're not going to get in the game until you give yourself permission to actually go for it and commit and make that change your reality. And the reality is that sometimes, and thankfully this hasn't happened to me, but sometimes people put things off for 6 months or more, and then they wonder why on earth they left it so long. Why did they leave it so late? Why didn't they just do this thing sooner? And if this is you, I want you to know that everybody does it at some point or another. We put things off. Resistance in one way, shape or form happens to all of us. But even if you're feeling resistant now and you're thinking, well, it's not the right time because of all those things, the economy is actually very wobbly at the moment. The kids do need my attention. Whatever it is, that thing that you're telling yourself, I want you to know that once you give yourself permission, you will always find a way. Once you have given yourself permission and made that commitment to yourself, and you've made that decision, you will always find a way. There is another way, and once you're in it and you start to see it, you can see that you're actually really doing it. It's not just a dream anymore. You're actually doing it. And so you take the next step and the next until you get on a bit of a roll and you build up the momentum, and before you know it, you have made that change in your life. And you've completed the training and you're launching your business and you're seeing your first client, you've got money in the bank, you're getting amazing results with your clients. And so you get onto this continual flow, and nothing beats that feeling of taking that dream, that vision, and making it your reality. But knowing, this is how we get better. This is how we put ourselves in the game. This is what it takes. We need to take the first step. We need to learn the lessons. We need to perfect things. And, I was in that place too. I was in that place. I would see my clients over and over again. I've perfected my methodology, and I've done that, and I've put it together in this training, making it really easy for somebody else to come in and copy and to recreate that lifestyle, recreate those phenomenal client results in their business without wasting time through trial and error. And I see that, it's not something that I can do, it's something that our coaches do too. And I felt that resistance. They felt that resistance too, just like you and some of the other people that are out there. And we understand. We understand, and it is okay. We all know what it feels like, and we also know how great it feels on the other side too. And it all starts with making one tiny decision, that decision to give yourself permission to go for it, to go all in, to making that change in your life and the lives of your family and the lives of others through purposeful, meaningful work. And as a wise lady once said to me, you will never ever regret the decision that you make of wanting to help other people. You will never regret that decision. So take the first step, and then focus on making the next small change and the next, and you just put one foot in front of another, and you take those steps, and they compound over time. And trust me, I definitely procrastinate, and I definitely procrastinated on that first step. And the thing is, when you are feeling in a place where you are desperate for some change, because you just know where you are, that place that you're in at the moment isn't right for you. And when you are desperate for change, I was desperate to change my life. It's one of those times when desperation is the mother of all action. Desperation is the thing that pushes that button, that makes you take that first step and pushes you on to take the second. And then you learn what you need to learn, and you see the clients and you get the results. And then before you know it, you are living that dream where you've got that life and time, money freedom that you've been looking for. Okay, so I'm Sarah. Wherever you're watching this, scroll down and leave me a message, a comment for me. And remember, you are one step closer to prospering in your life and career.